What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, and we are back. We are back at this thing called trading again for another day. We are wrapping up a pretty good day in the market, and let's lock in this green day. Getting in and out of the market fairly early this morning. I want to say I was done trading in about 30 minutes this morning. And that was it. You see the tickers going across. Took 5 trades. Took 1 loser, stopped us out full. Took 1 to target. And then 3 basically flat trades. So let's go ahead. Let's jump on over into the thumbnail watch list real quick. Take a peek at what we were looking at this morning. We had Mac on the watch list. We didn't take anything on that one. We had Meta. We did get a trade in on Meta. Meta is still looking good. Traded Fiverr, basically getting out flat. Nothing on ARRY. Nothing on TSM. Traded ASML. Man, that's a choppy. That is a choppy one to trade. Full stopped out one time, stopped out flat, and took target. So decent trades there. UPST, nothing there. Then we had CARG, DIS, Disney, and SI to round it out. And like I said, ASML was the bugger today, as they say. But decent. Let's look at the numbers in TRADERVUE real quick, and then we're gonna review these in ThinkorSwim. I think what I'm gonna start doing is just putting out a short each day with like the trade of the day and actually showing the live video. But this is what we did. Reviewing trades for Wednesday, November 9th. We took 5 trades. Closed P&L on the morning, 133.19. Fiverr was our first trade. Max done realized is what we made. Meta, we were up 67.65 on Meta. We got out for 14. ASML, this one never went in our favor, and there's a reason why. We'll see that when we look at the charts. Took a full stop on that with slippage. Went right back to ASML. We were up 1R. We were up 1R on that one. Stopped out flat. And then we went back to it again. Max done realized 224. That's what we made. So decent trades all the way around. I did add this duration column just so you can kind of see how quick these trades can actually play out. We were up $100 on this thing in 1 minute. And then that quickly, we was back down to flat. This one here, we stayed in this one 8 minutes. I want to say that we left quite a bit on the table on that one right there. So that is how we looked this morning. Let's go ahead. Let's jump right on over into these charts real quick. We're moving through fairly fast this morning. I like that. Got the SPY pulled up, just kind of looking to see what it's doing. It set this higher low on the daily. Was hoping that this could have pushed all the way back up to 90 to at least get a even high. But we are getting this lower high. I think that's what I said. If not, that's what I meant. A lower high. Come over, look at the 2 minute. In the micro time frame, we are getting higher lows and higher highs. Higher lows, got an even high, even low, and then this push. Still want to see this back over 380. But that's what the SPY is doing today. Just kind of chopping around. If you look, just chopping around. Let's go ahead. Let's start reviewing these trades. First one we're going to look at is going to be Fiverr. I like Fiverr. I've had some work done on there. And why is this still not on there? I had some people do some work for me. So Fiverr is a pretty good company. Why is this not showing trades? There we go. Yeah. ThinkorSwim can be a little finicky at times. It can be a little finicky. But let's take a peek at this one. We got in on this candle, and I don't know why I be trying to turn my head to look at TRADERVUE. I got all the information right here on the chart nowadays. Got in at 32.50. Boom, we'll drop an arrow right there. So Fiverr came down, kind of made this move. It's not the first or second candle of the move, so that should have been somewhat of a red flag, but trying to play it for this little pseudo 3-bar play didn't really get even highs. Let's see, 32.45, 32.40, so 5-cent difference between these two candles. Jumped in right there, got the quick pop, got a nice quick pop, and then just kind of sold off. And let's see, what price did we get out of this at? 32.66, as it's pushing back down, way down and way down. Got out right there. Just had moved the stop up a little above break even. And look, this thing has just rolled over. So that was a good exit. Good exit. Some might say I could have locked in a little more profit, but was trying to see if we could let this thing work. That was the plan. It had this nice quick move. We were trying to see if maybe it was going to push higher, and it didn't. So that was Fiverr. Next trade of the morning, Meta. Let's see where we got in on Meta, 102.88. Up right there. Doesn't really look like much. I'm gonna switch this over to the 1 minute real quick. See if the 1 minute looks any different. Bring it over. Okay, there we go. 1 minute looks a little better. It looks a little better. This thing pulled down off the open, made this little move, and we got a slight pullback with this bottoming tail. So I was liking the bottoming tail. What's the high of that candle? 102.81. We got in 1 cent over the break. On this one, I am watching this area right here. I'm like, okay, this needs to push, and this needs to keep going higher, and it definitely needs to hold that area. So I'm going to come up here, and we're going to drop a line on the chart right there. Let's see what we got out at. 102.90. So this one came back. It broke that area, got out the trade. We do look and we see this thing pulled all the way back, kind of double bottom right there, made a move back above it. This possibly could have been a good entry on the retest of that area. It's a little aggressive though. That's a little aggressive. Kind of would have wanted to see what it did right there. Could have got in right there. Still didn't really give the move though. Let's see. Range of that candle's 43. So 1R would be 104.11. What was the high of that candle? 104.13. So this would have gave right at 1R. That move there would have gave right at 1R. But that was the reason I kind of decided, let's go ahead. Let's lock this green day. Let's shut this thing down. Let's look at these trades on ASML. First trade got in 497.78. And I will put out a short on this one, hopefully today sometime. But got in right there on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the arrow on this one, 495.56, where we got out at. So right at the top of that candle. But look at that, man. So getting in right here as it is breaking this. You just heard me say it on Meta. Very aggressive entry. Very aggressive entry. We haven't seen the break and retest. But if you come over here, you see the good entries. Once you get in that retest and it's going. So that was first trade. Bad. Peekaboo in, rolls over, take the full stop. Don't try to be right. I could have pushed the stop down on this thing and kept pushing it down, and then the trade would have worked. But that is not how we want to trade over here at LMD Trading. If I make a bad mistake and I take a bad trade, get out of it. It's another good trade right around the corner. So, stopped out right here. My play was a quick pop down to VWAP, shorten this thing. Got in. Is that right? Yeah, got in on this same candle. It's kind of hard to see it. I'm gonna look over here to see what time we got in. Actually, it's not showing me the entry price, but this is stacked. This is stacked. This is 2 entries on that one. So we shorted it. We stopped out and then went right in with a short entry. You see that it popped pretty good. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. That's why we were up $100, but I didn't get out of the doggone trade. Move to stop to break even. Let's see where we stop out on this one at 496.66. Boop, we'll drop that right there. Stopped out, break even. So this trade did exactly what I wanted it to do. I just didn't trade my expectation. My expectation was a quick pop down the VWAP. It did it. And I basically cost myself $100. At the max, at a minimum, I could have just took the $50. Could have took the half R. But no harm, no foul. Let's keep going. Last trade. Almost the same thing though, but this one was a strategic entry because it already had broke VWAP, so the hold of the VWAP. So let's see where we got in on this candle right here. Getting in at 497.76. So basically, top of that candle, getting in as it's holding and it's breaking this area right here. We do get this little pullback and then it finally goes. And we get out of this one 499.36. Man, left a lot of money on the table on this trade. Because we were in this thing 100 shares. So let's see real quick. 100 shares, we got out at 499. This thing went all the way up to 504. That's another $500 or so. But nope, we got 2R out of the trade. That's what we're trying to get. Could have managed this out 2-minute bar by bar. We would have ended up stopping out right there at 500. So would have made another $100. Could have made another $100. But this thing was so choppy, so whippy, and so spready. So I am not mad that I got out where I did. 1R, a little over 1R on the day. But we live to trade another day. Didn't want to overtrade. Probably could have just took some $25 risk trades. Try to add a little bit more money. But the way that the market was just kind of rolling over, I didn't really want to involve myself in any of that foolishness right there. Someone asked in the comments the other day, is it really worth it? Is it worth all of the work? And I think that day I had made maybe $140 in like an hour. And I posed the question. If $140 an hour is a lot of work, or a lot of work for what you're getting paid, then yeah, most likely. But if you love trading, and stick with it long enough, the rewards will definitely outweigh the work. There's people taking these same patterns, these same trades that I'm taking, and they're risking $1,000 per trade. Think about that. Same exact pattern, same exact trade. They just scaled their risk up more and they're making more. And you can somewhat see that in what I'm kind of doing this week. Scaled up from $50 per trade to $100 per trade. And we getting away with bigger green days, but not doing anything different. Still taking the same trades. They don't work. We stop out. We take the loss. They go 1R. We move to stop to break even. We take that break even. Or they work. They go 2R. And now instead of making $100, now we're making $200. Nothing else has changed except the amount of risk. So my goal is continue to grow the account, continue to get the account to where it can sustain itself with the larger risk. Because one thing when you trading with a PDT account, you got to be over 25,000. That's first and foremost. But you can't come into the market with an account that only has $25,000 in it, because the first trade that you lose is going to put you below PDT. So you basically have to trade the difference between the 25 and what you have in the account. So let's say your account has 30,000. Now you have 10,000 above, you have 5,000 if you got 30,000. You got 5,000 above the PDT, because you don't never want your account to go below PDT. So when I say I want an account that can sustain taking larger risk, that's what I mean. That's what I mean by that. But hope y'all enjoyed the recap. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up, I do believe. And like I said, my plan is to put out shorts daily, just actually showing the live trade. That way, I think it'll kind of speed up these reviews and kind of give you an insight. I'll kind of walk through whether it be a winning trade or a losing trade. Everything can't be green trades. Everything can't be green trades. But the hope is to have the green trades two times the size of the losing trades. And that's what we did today. On that note, I'm going to go ahead, wrap this one up. If you have not already hit that like button, please do so. If you would like, please subscribe. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. I enjoy all the comments, whether they be tough love like one of my viewers left me yesterday. Got to take that tough love when you're doing some stupid stuff. And yesterday, some of my trades were a little unorthodox, we should say. Kind of went off tilt on a particular stock and gave back a little bit more than I probably should have. But that's what this thing is all about. Iron sharpens iron. So never too big to be able to take constructive criticism. Key word is being constructive. And at the end of the day, if someone is trying to help you out, take that information for what it's worth. As they say, eat the meat, spit out the bones. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to be back at it again tomorrow. And before I forget, if you are in Florida, please be careful with this tropical storm brewing. It's November, and we got one out there that's about to make landfall either tonight or tomorrow. So be safe. Peace.